movie side first, but I want to stay on this music side for just a few more moments because it's been well documented what you've done. It's been well documented of your opinions on certain people in the space in music. And I respect anyone that is not going to let somebody tie their tongue, you know.
Mhm.
And like I said, I've been knowing you for years, you know, and we have multiple discussions about different topics. And it's all about the truth, man, and the real stories, right? So I'm not going to say choke. I don't want you to talk about what such and such so and so. I want you to express yourself the way you feel that you need to be expressive. Um, and that even includes as it relates to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you definitely pulled my code on a few things. You know what I'm saying, that I appreciate. Um, but back to the music side. At that moment when you were filming and you were capturing young Nas, young Hove, young Dame, young X, etc., did you see that this youth culture was going to be the greatest moment of of hip hop? Did you see that in the moment? Did you feel that it was that you were capturing something that classic, historic? Like, how did you feel about when you were in that behind the lens? Like, because I'm quite sure you got bloopers, you got shit that people don't want people to see. You know what I'm saying? The unedited director's cuts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and you have to be held in confidence because you at close range with a lot of things, right? So when you telling your truth, you're not telling the truth from hearsay. You're like, dude, I was there. You know what I'm saying? Right? Just like me. Like I tell stories behind the records because I was there. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't want to hear the truth, don't come on the show. Right? That's how I feel. So what was it in the moment when you was capturing the young hip hop energy? Where did you think it would go?
Well, first of all, um, growing up in the Bronx, by the time I'm 95 in the tunnel, I already knew that hip hop was already out of here because I grew up in the Bronx. So when it started, I seen it. I seen it. I seen hip hop pregnant. I seen hip hop had the baby. I seen the baby crawl. I seen the baby walk. I seen the baby learn to talk. You know what I'm saying? I seen the baby go to school, elementary, junior, high school, and now it's like in the college stage because we don't really know it's still young, but it's still growing. We don't know where it's gonna go. So back in the days, like I seen Flash DJ in my park in Eden Wall. You know what I'm saying? Before he had a record deal and was fascinated then. You know what I'm saying? Now, I didn't have a camera to film it, but like, you know how they used to have the jams in the park? He would be DJing like on the pitcher's mound, and I would climb up over the gate that's over the pitcher's mound and just fascinated, just watch him. You know what I'm saying? So by the time the 90s come around and NWA done popped off and even before then, Run DMC, LL, you know, by the time I got to the tunnel, I really started filming when I was modeling and acting because I was doing a lot of music videos. Like I'm in Nas Hate You Now video. I'm in Lord Have Mercy, Say What, Say What, Puff's PE 2000 remix, Puff's Best Friend video. What other videos I did? Mobb Deep, uh, Quiet Storm remix with Lil Kim. Uh, Nas Hate Me Now. Uh, Eve got a man. There's a bunch of videos. So when I was doing those videos, I would go back to, you know, around the way and be like, yo, I was around this person, I was around this person. And you know how nobody believe you. So I started taking the camera and filming behind the scenes, which I didn't know was behind the scenes back then, but really just getting footage to bring back to the hood to show people, yo, I was with Nas and you know, like I remember filming when the tiger got loose in the Hate Me Now video when Nas and Puff was doing that scene. It was a tiger in that video. I remember shooting that when the tiger got loose. So it was just little stuff like that that I would go back, and that's where the passion came from. So when I started going and hanging in the tunnel, you know, knowing Flex, growing up with him, because I knew Flex since I was about 8 years old, and so it was easy access for me to get in the tunnel. All I had to do was carry some crates in to the DJ booth. You know what I'm saying? Throw my camera inside the crate, you know, boom, hanging out the house. Security knew me, so they wasn't tripping, and that's how that passion began. But it really started off with just bragging rights, and that's when I really got the passion for it. But when I decided to move on from it was just well, more of the question was did I foresee it being big? Yeah, because like I said, at the beginning of hip hop, I seen it all the way through. Of Shy Rock and them used to be in my projects, Funky 4+1. Oh, I've seen it all. I did every element of it. I did the break dancing, I did the graffiti, I did the rapping way back then, you know, in the 80s. I tried DJing, you know, every first record I think I DJ was either Good Times, Doom, Doom. Who made that song? Is that Lashik?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's Lashik. Lashik, but
Now,
songs like that. Now Rogers. Songs like that freak out because they had like these certain drops in these songs that was easy to catch and stuff. So what you call it? What's that? Shannon let the music play.
Let the music play. Yep.
Yeah, like these are the songs that I learned how to DJ with. You know, so every element of hip hop, I've done it. You know what I'm saying? And I've done it good, but you know, everybody can't do everything. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pick and choose what you're gonna do. But the camera became my passion, and I knew from watching Ralph McDaniels, New York High Tracks, you know, stuff like that, that content was valuable. You know what I'm saying? And I just knew this to take it to another level. Because you know, Ralph, he would always just sit on the side of the stage. Most of his shots was him being on the stage from the side. I got so advanced that I was doing like 5 angles at one time. You
wow.
know I have somebody here in the middle, 2 on the stage on both ends, a guy in the pit, another guy in the pit on this end, and be shooting at the same time and then go cut it up. That's why when you see like the Black Raw tunnel performance, is so many different angles. And then I was smart enough to bring the ADAT with me, and I will hook it up to the board. So I got a lot of people's live performance from the tunnel on that.
Wow. Wow.
Dudes
That is
they don't even know to do that today.
wow. That took some insight, and I'm happy that you have that, because those are, again, moments that will never repeat themselves. And so so from that from that and all of that video footage that you collected over the years, you look around and you say, yo, I have enough footage for a documentary, right? And you did a
Yeah.
documentary about the tunnel. I'm in it. My good friend Alpha Grinion is in it. You know, we talk about the tunnel security and how they used to shake people down. They used to throw them out, throw you out and rob you at the same time, or rob you and throw you out. You know, and
Yeah.
you know, those were, you know, tunnel. You know, rest in peace, Chris Lighty, uh, and Jessica Rosenboom. Man, just the tunnel was the temple of hip hop.
Flex,
And
Paul
Flex and
Knox.
Big Cat, rest in peace, Big Cat, man, because I used to go to Big Cat and get a lot of records played early. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
sometimes Flex would be like,
Cat
"Yo, what
was the
was
one
that
that
you was
really broke the
playing?"
records. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Cap actually was the guy that really, if you was a record exec and you was a record promoter at that time, you knew to get to the tunnel early to give your record to Big Cat. And the way Big Cat even played records, man, just like there's a couple of different people that I respect how they play records, and I'm gonna name at least four of them. Two of them are in Spiritual Essence. One is that Big Cat. The other is DJ Lance from Brooklyn, and the other two is Kid Capri and well, three of them in Spiritual Essence and Biz Markie. Like the way they played records, it's the same records, but the way they played it, it made it sound different. You know, so that art of DJing, that other element of the five elements of hip hop is something that I do salute. So I salute all the DJs that are out there. So Choke, so you made the tunnel documentary. What was that experience like? You know, what were some of the challenges that you faced? Knowing that you have footage of artists uh, that you know, I'm quite sure when you shot the footage, you didn't get release forms, waivers, or anything like that. Like, what is the process when you have raw footage and you want to use it for commercial use? Like, what is, do you have to go back and get clearances? You have to get people to sign off? Like, what is that process as a producer?
All right. All right, cool. So with the process, yeah, shout out to Kenyatta. I see you up in here. All right. The Vagabond King, what up? Um, so basically with documentaries, the laws are a lot more lenient. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a documentary. It's not like a feature film or anything like that. So docs with like a lot of footage, you don't have to go back and clear a lot of stuff, depending on where it was shot, you know, the way that you're using it. You know, it's a lot of uh space when it comes to doing documentaries. So all you gotta do really is look up your documentary laws. But as far as the challenges that I had, the only challenges um, I really had was people telling people not to get involved in the project. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to really go back down that road and name those people. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much sure you know who they are. You know, but the challenges um only made me stronger. It only made me push further. You know what I'm saying? Because I went from the challenges of trying to get a deal, you know, to get it done, you know. And then I went through the challenges of trying to explain what the tunnel was and why this thing was so significant to hip hop, which is like beating a dead horse when it comes to people that aren't from our culture or aren't from New York or just don't get hip hop, period. So trying to explain the tunnel to them, you know, a place which was like the nucleus of New York hip hop because it birthed so many people careers, they just ain't get it. So I had that challenge. And then I had the challenge of when I was doing my release parties of people hating, calling around. I had signed contract with Stage 48. They still want to open the doors for me. I did the contract with them and everything because of the hate. But the challenges, like I said, only made me stronger because I kept going. I said, forget a deal. I did it independent. I shot it myself, you know, and I produced it, directed and wrote it, edited it all myself. And I went and got the artwork and everything done. And I put it out and I dropped it on iTunes after getting the aggregator, which went bankrupt. So I lost a whole bunch of money with that because I never got like 4/4 or more of my sales when they sold the most because this aggregator went bankrupt. And but it still went #1 on iTunes, on the movie, documentary, and independent charts. So as much as people tried to hate on me or didn't want to be a part of it, I still had real people like you, Tech from Smith and Wesson, Kid Capri, even they even tried to get Cap not to do it. But Cap, oh, he saw all the sucker stuff that they was doing and how they was trying to block me. And he was like, yo, Choke, you know what? I'm going to do it. And right after he did it, as soon as I was doing a release party, he passed away.
Wow. 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 So where is it now? So that you brought up an interesting point about doing a deal with an aggregator and then the aggregator filing chapter 13 or chapter 11 and now there's no payout for you, right? So is it still a prop, but it's still on iTunes, right? No, it's nowhere. So can you repackage it and re-release it? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's still done. Like I could put it out right now. Right now, I sell it independently on my website, chokenojokeproductions.com. So if anybody want to get it, you just go on my website and buy it from there. But the reason I pulled it from iTunes and Google Play, the other spot, which was, and it's a 5-star film, you know, with great reviews and everything, is just that for me, if I was going to keep it up there, even though for the look, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't going to get no money. So I got my release from the aggregator. And then, you know, I had them release it and release my film back to me, you know, so this way, when I go to license it to someone else, I don't have to worry about them saying, oh, this belongs to this person or that person, because I still own the film 100%. The aggregator, it was just, I paid them to get it on these platforms, but I maintain my ownership. I rather do it that way than to take money from somebody and then do a partnership with them like that. And then, you know, they controlling my money or getting a percentage of it when I could just pay to get on the platform and maintain it 100%, because the 1,500 I may have paid them, I made the 10 times over, 100 times over. You know what I'm saying? So it's better to maintain your independence and ownership than to do deals with people if you don't have to.
Shout out to D Nice in the building. D Nice, what up, my brother? We look forward to seeing you in Carnegie Hall on the 4th of August. Uh, tremendous trajectory in your career, my brother. And we salute you and appreciate everything that you do. So, Choke, so let me ask you this. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Um, what is the educational value in the Tunnel documentary? Like, is there teachable moments in there that scholastically schools can like say, yo, look, this is how the street passion from created in the Bronx became a multi-billion-dollar industry, and these are some of the main characters that have been growing in this space. Is there like a curriculum that can be set from the documentary?
Yeah, it is. The lesson in the Tunnel documentary is kind of like one of the Apollo. Um, this is the place that made people famous. You know, it made or break. It can make you or break you. It was no Sandman, but it was a bunch of people in the sand.
That's a good one.
But you know, like you know, the people, the crowd, the you know, you had gangsters from every city, you had the thugs from every city, you had the gang bangers from every part of the city in the tunnel, and they was the toughest crowd, period. You know what I'm saying? So the lesson in the tunnel is, you know, first that this was a historic place that launched the careers of guys that were from the inner city ghettos, and hip hop took them and made them some billionaires and some multimillionaires, you know, all in this one venue. And then you got the other part of the story, you know, where the Peter Gatien story, where how they were selling drugs out of the tunnel. And, you know what I'm saying? And that, you know, you got that side of the story and how violent it was, but people would still go there regardless, to no matter how many times somebody got killed after the party, or even when they were shooting in there, people would still come back. You know what I'm saying? But the biggest lesson to me is that, like I said, it's like the Apollo. You know what I'm saying? It's like Star Search. It's that story. Like this is the place that people went to, and if you bombed, you were never heard of again. Like I always use this. Like people always say, "Yo, who bombed at the tunnel?" You know what I'm saying? And nobody ever wants to be put in that category. But I'll be telling people, if you came to the tunnel and your show was whack, you know what I'm saying? You was over. I I hate to say this because they're gonna be mad at me for saying it, but the group Crew, remember them?
Come on, man. Yo, Joe. You know, I team actually paint their faces, their logo, which was half a smiley face and the other half the skeleton. And you know, they did have a record. Shout out to Haas and Yogi, Chatty O. They did have a record, you know. Um, and by Storm, Mark Pitts and them for signing them. Uh,
But
but finish telling that story.
but were they ready for the tunnel with that one record?
See, that's the thing, right? And I think what probably happened to them, because Haas is the guy that was like Sticky Fingers and Onyx. Like he was the guy that had the energy, the hype, but he was always locked up. And I think that night that you're talking about, I don't think that he was present. You know what I mean? And the song had energy. The song was definitely ringing in the tri-state area. But when you go to the tunnel, people want to see and feel that live performance energy. And absence of Haas, they probably didn't deliver the energy that was expected of them.
And then what happened to them after that?
I mean, not having a good follow-up single, not selling, not selling according to what we were normal, used to selling, Gold Plus was challenging.
What happened when Mystikal did the tunnel?
I'm gonna let you tell that story. I'm gonna let you tell that one. So, which one was the greatest performance to you in the tunnel? Shout out to Bink Dog, the humble monster in the building.
The best performance for me, it's a few. At the top is Dr. Dre and Snoop. That night was so goddamn crazy. I had 6 cameras in it, 5 or 6 cameras that night in there. That one, Jay-Z had a good night or two nights in there. Nas, Hate Me Now was out, was crazy. Mystikal, Shake Your Ass. Mystikal whole performance was crazy. Ja Rule with the Murderers. Who else? Oh, I forgot. DMX, definitely. DMX is probably like in the top 3. Definitely in the top 3 because he had everybody that night with him. Redman performed. Who else performed? Onyx performed. Cameron performed. Damn, who else performed? Yeah, DMX that's definitely a top one. But those are like the memorable Mace, Bad Boy, 24 Hours to Live. Oh, the Locks. Yeah, the Locks. It's way too many. Like, but the Dre, J, Nas, DMX, best of all time.
So we all know, but the audience don't know that the tunnel bathroom was unisex. And you're in a hip hop environment with a unisex bathroom. What do you think is gonna go down? Were your cameras off limit to the bathrooms?
Hell no, I wasn't off limits to nothing.
Okay. All right. So we gonna talk about
you seen, like, if you watched like the public access joints, you seen like we interview people in the bathroom. You ever got sex in the bathroom in the tunnel?
You ever been to the fur room in the tunnel?
I asked you, did you ever have sex in the bathroom in the tunnel?
I've never, personally, myself, never. I've seen it happen, but I personally didn't. Not the bathroom.
Yeah, I've been in the fur room. I got footage in the fur room too.
Fur room is very interesting. But yo, I want to switch gears really quick, man.